We're defending Harvey Weinstein on specific charges. We're not defending behavior.
Allowed to go to Connecticut and New York only without the court and the DA's permission.
Accuse a Hollywood producer, Harvey Weinstein, of sexual assault, but she's going one step further. This week,
I guess I just wasn't really ready to do that interview, but things just happened very fast.
The British actress, who has worked with actors including Harrison Ford and Brad Pitt, accused Harvey Weinstein of harassing her after a 1995 physical attack. Julia Ormond files lawsuit against Harvey Weinstein. Actress Julia Ormond from the United Kingdom has filed a lawsuit against renowned film producer Harvey Weinstein, claiming that he physically attacked her in 1995. Ormond, who had roles in films from the 1990s alongside actors such as Brad Pitt and Harrison Ford, claimed that she was a rising star when she first met Weinstein in 1994.
I told you that you couldn't touch me, and he's like, well, I just want you to watch me touch myself.
Violent B felonies for 2 separate forcible sexual assaults against 2 different women.
Mr. Weinstein will be completely exonerated. Today's ruling was a technical ruling on the law.
She stated in the lawsuit that the two remained in communication to discuss ideas and projects, and that they eventually entered into a production agreement with Miramax, where Weinstein served as co-chairman. Weinstein, who is now 71 years old, has been incarcerated since 2020 for the crimes of force and physical attack. He was also found guilty of a second physical attack in 2018. Both of his convictions have been overturned on appeal. Ormond has accused him of physical battery, alluding to an incident that occurred in December 1995 after a meeting, and then of hurting her career after she challenged him weeks later. The actress from Legends of the Fall claimed that she informed her agency in the U.S. at the time, Creative Artists Agency, but she received no support from them. She is accusing CAA, Walt Disney Company, and Miramax of doing nothing to stop him, and has filed a lawsuit against them. In the petition, it is stated that none of these prominent companies warned Ormond that Weinstein had a history of attacking women because he was too important, too powerful, and made them too much money.
Good morning, Mr. Weinstein. How are you feeling today?
The charges here today are a result of months of investigation and deliberate analysis of the evidence and the law.
Came back in nothing but a robe. Obviously, his whole demeanor changed.
Ormond had previously discussed her experience of being a victim of physical attack, most notably in an interview with Variety magazine. Nevertheless, this is the first time she has officially accused Weinstein of the offense. She filed the complaint in the state Supreme Court in Manhattan under the Adult Survivors Act, which was passed last year to give a temporary window for individuals who allege physical attack to file past usual filing dates. Imran Ansari, the attorney for Harvey Weinstein, has stated that his client categorically denies the allegations made against him by Julia Ormond, and he is prepared to vehemently defend himself. The CAA, Disney, and Miramax have all been contacted for comment.
Of specific criminal conduct, and we believe he will ultimately be exonerated.
Well, I wasn't hurt. He didn't get to hurt me anymore physically. Obviously, emotionally, he hurt me quite a bit.
The film producer already faces dozens of allegations of sexual abuse, which he denies.
The suit claims the attack could have been prevented by Disney, Miramax, and CAA, and that it inflicted catastrophic damage on Ormond's career and relationships. Ormond's lawyers look forward to her day in court, feeling betrayed by CAA for its knowing disregard for her safety and well-being. Harvey Weinstein begs for mercy. Although the disgraced movie mogul, who was once one of the most powerful men in Hollywood, pleaded with the court not to sentence him to life in prison in Los Angeles, it seems increasingly likely that he will spend the remainder of his life incarcerated due to the severity of the charges against him. Harvey Weinstein pleaded, "Please don't sentence me to life in prison, I don't deserve it," as he was being sentenced to an additional 16 years in prison for physical force and physical attack. After finishing his 23-year sentence for a physical misconduct conviction in New York in 2020, Weinstein will serve the remainder of his sentence in jail. As a result, there is a significant chance that he will spend the remainder of his life behind bars.
We have been bombarded by these inquiries This is not about the Me Too movement.
To lure young women into situations where he was able to violate them sexually.
In a court in Los Angeles, Weinstein was handed the most recent portion of his sentence and asked the judge for mercy. In 2013, he was given a sentence for the physical attack of an actress who was only identified in court as Jane Doe 1. The crime took place at a hotel in Los Angeles. In December, a jury deliberated on the case and reached a verdict finding him guilty of physical attack, forcible oral copulation, and physical penetration by a foreign object.
There may be an issue concerning additional information. We were going to file a brief with Judge Burke on the issue.
Failed to act on allegations their employees were mistreated, despite being presented with repeated evidence.
Weinstein is quoted as saying, "This stuff is completely fabricated. The first Jane Doe is a performer. She has the ability to make you cry. I beg you not to put me behind bars for the rest of my life. It's not fair to give it to me. There are a great number of problems with this particular scenario. There are far too many gaps in the system. There are far too many problems with this scenario. This is a setup. This is not the appropriate way to behave in this predicament." The last thing he said was, "I beg your mercy." The sentencing today provides Jane Doe 1 with closure and relief, knowing Weinstein will spend the rest of his life in prison where he belongs. Dave Ring, a lawyer for Jane Doe 1, said after the verdict, "It took tremendous courage for Jane Doe 1 and the other victims to come forward and testify. Weinstein is out of options."
He is also surrendering his passport and not applying for a replacement or a new one. The defendant is to post $1 million cash or $10 million bond alternative.
A spokesman for Weinstein has condemned the conviction as cruel. Following the proceedings, a legal representative for one of Weinstein's other victims stated that the disgraced producer will now spend the rest of his life in prison where he belongs. In the Los Angeles case, Harvey Weinstein, who was formerly considered to be one of the most influential characters in the entertainment industry, has stated that every one of his physical interactions had been voluntary and has entered a not guilty plea. Because of the past conviction, the prosecution asked for a high-term penalty of 24 years, which is significantly longer than the midterm sentence of 18 years that California law would typically prescribe in this situation.
Used his position, money, and power.
And says after she was left alone, Weinstein forcibly performed oral sex on her without her consent.
The conditions of bail have been negotiated in advance, hopefully to avoid any controversy this morning.
Following the announcement of the verdict, one of the women who brought allegations against Harvey Weinstein, Louisette Geis, said the following: "While I am disappointed that Judge Lynch did not sentence Harvey Weinstein to the maximum of 18 years, no amount of time in jail will erase the damage Weinstein has caused to the lives and careers of his survivors, including me. Because of Weinstein's advanced age and deteriorating health, the prosecution's recommendation that he serve a lengthy sentence in consecutive fashion was met with opposition by his legal team." Following the announcement of the verdict, a representative for Weinstein issued the following statement: "It's a cruel sentence given his age, his health, and the conditions of his conviction in Los Angeles, when the sole charge was from a person who lied, with the judge and prosecutor well aware of it and permitting it, about critical elements of her own claim. It's not justice. It's just a piling on for a man who a lot of people recently decided should be thrown away and forgotten about, regardless of the facts."
I guess I just wasn't really ready to do that interview, but things just happened very fast.
Can't go to home, place of business, no contact by email, phone, or fax, or any other kind of.
Weinstein was found not guilty of the charges brought forward by a second claimed victim, and the jury was unable to come to a decision regarding the charges brought forth by two further accusers. One of them, the documentary director Jennifer Siebel Newsom, who is now the wife of California Governor Gavin Newsom, had revealed that she was the claimed physical attack victim referred to in court papers as Jane Doe 4. Weinstein is appealing his conviction in New York. Due to the lack of a clear winner in the case, Judge Lisa Lynch of the Los Angeles Superior Court declared a mistrial.
Accuse Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein of sexual assault, but she's going one step further. This week,
Allowed to go to Connecticut and New York only without the court and the DA's permission.
It's a disappointment because I think the indictment should be dismissed, but I am not the judge.
The counsel for the defense contended that the women willingly had physical connection with Weinstein because they felt he would improve their careers. This was a part of what the defense referred to as a prevalent casting couch culture in the film business. They said that the supposed physical intercourse that took place was a fabrication in 2 of the cases. In February of 2020, Weinstein was found guilty of physical misconduct in the state of New York. In July of 2021, he was transported from a prison in New York to one in Los Angeles by extradition. Weinstein is appealing both his conviction and his prison sentence in the state of New York.
We're defending Harvey Weinstein on specific charges. We're not defending behavior.
Bond over $1,000, sorry, $10 million. $10 million bond over.
The #MeToo movement, which has pushed women to speak out about physical harassment and abuse by influential men in particular professions, has been assisted along by allegations leveled against Harvey Weinstein, which helped fuel the movement. The campaign, which gained significant traction on social media in 2017, aims to put an end to the culture of silence that has for so long enabled behavior of this kind to go unchecked. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.